Welcome to the 2012-2013 Accountability Corrections Podcast. For the Accountability Corrections, there are 3 files that you will be working with: prior year data, student data, and assessment data. Corrections to the files include matching students' current assessment to a prior assessment for growth calculations, making adjustments for student status changes that occurred after Survey 3 but before FCAT, and matching student records with assessment records. Areas that are correctable are in blue on the student edit page, which appears when a student record is selected. Corrections will be made for grades 2 through 12. Once you log in to the address on the screen, you'll be able to review the directions for each of the data corrections processes. These instructions include directions for the district and schools. The directions for the schools will provide the reference material you'll be interested in. During the corrections process, there are procedures for the school and procedures for the district. We will take care of the district procedures. However, it is important for the district to complete its tasks prior to any school assessing the data. Therefore, you will be asked to wait for my notification prior to accessing the individual corrections windows. The timelines for the different corrections are tentative, but this is when you may expect them to take place. For prior year data and student data, the time will be during the month of May. For assessment data, the time will be during the month of June. The last day of Survey 3 updates was February 15th, 2013. There are a number of things that you can do now in preparation. File passwords in pink rosters and store them in a secure location. Once you receive the pink rosters, be sure that the Survey 3 data is correct and accurate. Keep a record of student status changes on the pink rosters and keep them in a safe place. Status changes may include SWD eligibility, ELL eligibility, free and reduced lunch eligibility, and withdrawals. Keep a record of students enrolled after FTE and through FCAT. These students will not show up on your pink rosters. They will count for the district but not for your school in school grade calculations. On the day before FCAT, have your free and reduced lunch manager to run your free and reduced lunch report. This is a sample student membership roster which was printed on pink paper. It has all the students listed for your school in Survey 3, which is February 15th, which is the end of Survey 3. You will see the term 0 errors when you open the corrections files. However, 0 errors does not mean that you don't have corrections. You will need to go to the tab entitled Records Needing Corrections to see all students that need corrections. Go to the login link to enter the Accountability Corrections system. Each window can be accessed within the Accountability Corrections database found at the link above. You may want to bookmark the page. Using the drop-down menu, select Pasco, then select your school from the drop-down list of schools, and enter the password you received with your roster. Next, click Login. This is the main application window, which allows you to select the data to update. Be sure to only go in between the corrections window time provided to you by Accountability Research and Measurement. If in any doubt, please contact Bryce Pride by phone or email. The first correction to be discussed will be the prior year data. This window will take place during the month of May. The prior year data window is used in calculating the gains components of school grades and alternative school improvement ratings. On the main applications menu, click on prior year data. Be sure to correct for each subject: reading, math, algebra, geometry, and biology as it applies to your school. On the district data page, select the subject as well as your school. The first tab listed will be the All Records, which shows all the students for your school. Select the Records Needing Corrections tab to see all the records that need a correction. The Records Needing Correction link will let you know each student that needs some type of correction. Below the missing prior year data column, you'll see a list of codes Y, D, N, S, or X. You will want to correct those students that have a Y under missing prior year data. There are several codes you will see that could be corrected. The only codes that need correcting are those with a Y. Print the records needing corrections page. Identify those students that should have prior year data, and for those that should not be included, select their name and indicate No on the correctable screen within the student edit page. Find the FCAT reports for any students that remain. Once you find the information for the students, enter one of the following combinations: assessment type in litho code, or assessment type, prior year district, prior year school, and prior year student ID. The system will not allow you to enter both combinations. Select the name of the first student that has a Y next to their name for missing prior year data. Once you have clicked Select next to the student name, you may correct errors via the student edit page. All of the correctable fields are highlighted in blue. Once you have entered the information, select Submit. If you have questions regarding this process, please do not hesitate to contact me by phone or email. The next correction that we will be discussing is the student membership corrections process. This window takes place during the month of May as well. The student data corrections window is used to correct student status changes that occurred after Survey 3 but before FCAT. Status changes may include SWD eligibility, ELL eligibility, free and reduced lunch eligibility, and withdrawals. These updates determine the eligibility status of students for school grades, school improvement ratings, and annual measurable objectives. The pink rosters will be used in correcting this file. For this corrections process, there are no flagged records. You will note any students that have had a status change after Survey 3, which was February 15th, but before FCAT. On the main applications menu, select Student Data Updates. Select your school, and then you should see the All Records tab. On the All Records tab, you should see all of your students. You will take your pink log sheet, which was used to note student status changes, and make the necessary corrections to the file. Many of these corrections are made by the district, but you will still need to check and verify changes. It should be the case for most instances. You will want to determine which students should be included in school grade calculations and how they should be included or classified. You will be able to make the corrections to one or more of these characteristics in addition to other fields in the student edit page. Withdrawal codes is an example. The options for categorizing students are D, S, or N as described in the slide. Once a school has verified the need for a status change based on their pink roster, the school will go into the student edit page and make the necessary corrections. Once you've clicked Select next to a student's name, you may make updates via the student edit page. Gray portions do not need corrections, but all of the blue fields are available for corrections as needed. Once you've made the necessary status change corrections in the system, then select Submit. If you have questions regarding this process, do not hesitate to contact me by phone or email. The last correction window will be the Assessment Data Corrections window. This window takes place during the month of June. This window is used to make additional prior year data matches, verify student assessment matches, correct problems with assessment records, and complete processing for preparing student data. There are 5 steps for completing this corrections window period, and this is FDOE's recommendation for the order. You'll need to identify any membership assessment match with a code of V, identify duplicate records, identify membership assessment match codes with an N, identify grade match, and check missing prior year data. There are some common codes that you will encounter when making corrections. We'll talk more about these on the specific sections. The ones in red will need to be corrected. On the main Applications menu, select Assessment Corrections. Select the subject that you want to correct. You will need to make corrections for each subject that is applicable to your school: reading, math, writing, science, and end-of-course exams. The first tab will be All Records, which shows all of your students. Select the Records Needing Corrections tab to see all the records that need a correction. The Records Needing Corrections tab provides you a list of all the students who have records in need of correction. Go over and select Match Code along the tan colored bar. For each N or V, this record will need to be corrected. Enter Select by the student name to make a correction. For the match code of V, FDOE thinks that there is a match and they want you to verify that the match is correct. For records with a match code of V, check the unique district, school, and student ID field and make sure that it equals Y. If the unique district, school, and student ID fields equals N, please skip this record and return to it in the duplicate records section. There are two ways to correct those with a Y. Verify that the membership district, membership school, and membership student ID are correct by choosing Yes in the Verify Membership Assessment Match drop-down box. Or indicate that the membership district, membership school, and membership SID are incorrect by choosing No in the Verify Membership Assessment Match drop-down box and entering the correct membership district, membership school, and membership student ID if available. Once you've made the necessary changes, click the Submit button. As an example, we see that Taro has a V for the match code and a Y for the unique district, school, and student ID. To make this correction, we would choose Select next to Taro's name. When you choose Select next to a student's name, it opens up to the student edit page. We would select Yes in the Verify Membership Assessment Match and select Submit at the bottom of the page. Duplicate records occur when there are two or more records for a particular student. One needs to be verified and the other or others dropped as duplicates. There are a number of possible combinations, but the steps are fairly straightforward. For a match code of Y and N, enter Y for drop this duplicate record. For the match code N, it is an invalid test. For match code V or C and N, first identify the correct student record. Next, select Y in the Verify Membership Assessment Match if it's correct, and then select N and drop this duplicate record. Select N and Verify Membership Assessment Match if the information is incorrect. Enter the correct information and then select N in the Drop This Duplicate Record. Select N and drop this duplicate record. For match code N for both records, identify the correct student record, enter the correct membership information if available, and an N and drop this duplicate record. For incorrect student records, select Y and drop this duplicate record. On the Duplicate Records tab, select the Assessment ID. This will sort all the duplicate records by the Assessment ID. In this instance, Marvin had duplicate codes for V and N, and V is the correct record. To correct this record, we will choose Select next to Marvin's name for the V match code. First, look to the left side and be sure that the student information in the gray box is correct. Next, select Y and Verify Membership Assessment Match if the information is incorrect, or select N in the Verify Membership Assessment Match if the information is incorrect, and then enter the correct information. Select N and drop this duplicate record, and then lastly select Submit at the bottom of the page. Marvin's N record is incorrect, so we would enter Select next to the N match code. On the Student Edit page, select Y and drop this duplicate record, and then Submit. There are situations where there is not a match between the membership assessment for some reason. For records with a match code of N, the unique district, school, and student ID fields may equal N or Y. Click Select next to the student name that is being corrected. If the match code is N and the unique district, school, and student ID equals Y, then enter the membership district, school, student ID if available. If the match code is N and the unique district, school, and student ID equals N, then do nothing with this record until you have the matching membership district, school, and student ID. Once you're finished correcting a student record, click the Submit button. This procedure is used to make corrections to student and grade matches. It is not likely that you will have to make corrections for the grade match. This is usually corrected by the district. These situations arise when a student's membership grade does not match with the assessment grade. Pasco tests students at grade level in terms, so these records should match. On the School Student List page, click the Records Needing Corrections tab. Next, identify all records with a grade match code of N by clicking the field name Grade Match. This will sort in ascending order. Scroll down to the records with a grade match code of N. Do not attempt to enter a grade level if the assessment has been matched to a membership record. Select the name of the student that is to be corrected. Enter the grade level of the student at the time of testing and then click Submit. When you have finished correcting those students in need of correction, the final step is to select All Editing Complete. Before doing so, please wait until you receive an email from Accountability Research and Measurement. Once you've received an email from Accountability Research and Measurement, to do so, select the All Editing Complete button. If you're sure that you have made all the corrections, then select OK. You're now finished making accountability corrections, so you can log out of the system. If you have any questions regarding this process, please do not hesitate to contact me by phone or email. In order to provide you better service and support regarding this process, please complete our brief accountability corrections training evaluation. Your feedback is valued and important. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate in contacting me by phone or email. Thank you for your time.